From the Big Island of Hawaii, Big Island Weekly News with Issa Var, Sean Vila, Extreme Sports.
Aloha Big Island, I'm Issa Var reporting Big Island Weekly's news for the week of November 25th. Charter Commission members are discussing adding an amendment to the county charter that would address the 2% of public lands law. The law now requires 2% of the county's annual property tax revenues be placed into a special fund. This money is supposed to be set aside for public access, open spaces, and preservation of natural resources. But at the request of Mayor Billy Kenoi, the County Council suspended payments into the fund for 2 years. Residents can still weigh in on this issue. The Commission's next meeting will be at 1:30 p.m. December 18th at the County Council Chambers on Aupuni Street in Hilo. Mahakaniali'i gets chicken skin when he thinks about what it means to help restore Pu'ukohola Heiau in Kauai. The sacred temple, built in 1790 and 1791 by Kamehameha I, was damaged in the 2006 earthquakes. In keeping with cultural traditions and customs, Hawaiian Masons are restoring the heiau stone by stone.
Pu'ukohola Heiau National Historic Site was established in 1972 by an act of Congress to preserve what you see, the platform of Pu'ukohola Heiau, or the temple, on the Wheel of the Whale. This temple was built between 1790 and 1791 by King Kamehameha I. He built this temple because a famous kahuna, or a future seer, told him that if he built a temple dedicated to his family god Kukailimoku, right here on the Hill of the Whale, that he would be able to conquer all the islands under his rule. And after he built this in 1791, his cousin Keoa was sacrificed to consecrate the temple. After that, and by 1810, he did become the first ruler of all the islands of Hawaii. So in a sense, this temple signifies the power of King Kamehameha I and his rise to power, as well as the unification of the Hawaiian Islands. Because after the Hawaiian Islands were united under King Kamehameha I, there were no more wars between the rivaling chiefs.
Kaniali'i, one of the men helping with the restoration, says workers hope the temple restoration project will be complete by next year. Remember Jim Channon? We introduced you to him last week as the man who did not stare at goats. He was the inspiration for the major motion film and is currently a North Kohala resident. This week, he shares with us some of his ideas for a sustainable island community and world. He suggests employing the militaries of the world and redirecting their focus to environmentally friendly missions, amongst other things. Our Cynthia Sweeney has more on this.
The original Ohana operated like this. They were all 10 or 12, 14 people, working cooperatives. The uncles and the aunties took care of the little kids. It was just a perfect situation. Now it's like, no, it's an estate. Everything's an estate. You have to have a big, formally constructed, hurricane-proof house in the middle of the lot, a concrete driveway, seems like. No country charm, no home life. Are we gonna become the culture that goes from the subdivision to the workplace, from the workplace to the mall, from the mall to the supermarket and back?
The Hawaii Wildlife Center in North Kohala needs to raise an additional $800,000 to open by February. Since breaking ground 17 months ago, the state's only wildlife emergency response center has taken baby steps in its construction. The foundation has been poured and the plumbing installed, but there is still much to do. To learn about the center and how you can help, visit them online at hawaiiwildlifecenter.org. November 23rd marked the grand opening celebration of a new Goodwill store in Hilo. The new store is at 266 Kanoilivua Avenue and is twice as big as the former store, which was located at 500 Kalanianaole Avenue. A spokeswoman for the store said it's a great spot to buy green gifts for the holidays, and said that slightly used and new items are available. And 90% of the retail store's revenue goes to help the local community. We've revamped our our Pauhana section in the print and online edition, so check out what's happening musically around the island this week. The island is filled with talented musicians, and we encourage you to check out the improved section and some local artists at Isle Hotspots. Speaking of talented musicians, Big Island Weekly caught up with artist Colin John recently. John returns to the island the day after Thanksgiving. He'll be performing live at Taco Taco Big Island Brewhouse in Waimea, November 27th from 6 to 9:30 p.m. Find out more at colinjohnband.com. The 21-year-old multi-award-winning ukulele player Brittany Paiva has a new CD out titled 4 Strings, The Fire Within. Paiva will perform a mini concert at noon on December 12th at the Hilo Borders. She'll also be signing copies of her newest CD. Learn more about her and her music at BrittanyPaiva.com. 'Tis the season for giving thanks and spreading holiday cheer. There are several Big Island charities and nonprofits that need help this holiday season. Big Island Weekly encourages all to learn about the mission and needs of places like the Hawaii Island United Way and the Food Basket, Hawaii Island's food bank. And yes, even our four-legged furry friends need a little help around the holidays. The Hawaii Island Humane Society and Rainbow Friends Animal Sanctuary are good places to lend a helping hand. For more on these well-deserving organizations, check out this week's edition of Big Island Weekly. Now to Sean Pila with Big Island Weekly's Extreme Sports.
I'm Sean Pila with your Extreme Sports highlights for the week of November 25th. It was lights out on Saturday, November 21st in Kailua Kona. The adrenaline-pumping main event featured kickboxing and MMA fighter Chris Cisneros of Hilo. He took on the Rumble on the Rock veteran Kaleo Padilla. Round 1 was insanely intense as both fighters came out ready. Cisneros knocked Padilla against the ropes at the end of round 1. Things got even more heated in round 2. This round was jam-packed with body shots, powerhouse punches, and flying kicks. Ultimately, Cisneros owned round 3. The ladies also threw down. Sivara Kolthison and Sarah Kahele showed no mercy. Kahele got the win by referee call in round 1, but Kahele's sister Charmaine wasn't as fortunate in the next fight when she battled it out with Kona's Lani Fauva. Too bad we didn't get to see former boxer Elwood Westbrook take on UFC and K1 veteran Wesley Cabbage Correa of Hilo. That would have been extreme. The Correa vs. Westbrook event was cancelled due to a fighter withdrawal. For a complete list of the winners and overview of the fight, check out Big Island Weekly in print and online. On Saturday, November 21st, Brada Skips put on the 6th annual Honolulu Ipaka Aloha Aina Surfing Classic. The conditions were awesome and the weather was great for the event, so let's check out the highlights.
Hello, my name is Brada Skips. We want to welcome you guys down to the 6th annual Honolulu Ipaka Aloha Aina Surfing Classic. It's a surfing classic that we put on every year for the kids and families to come in and celebrate a day of aloha that all the brothers and sisters and the kids that got together that built this beautiful park. And what we're trying to teach is that we together as a people, we can do great things. And by doing this, you know, times are hard, like they say. You know, this year is really hard, next year gonna be harder. But what's so awesome about it is a lot of people believe in what we did, and what they did, they came up with the monies, and now we have this event again this year. So we just want to do a shout out and let everybody know it's not only at Honolulu. We can do it at Puhiki. We got something going on in Hakala. We want to take it island wide, and we got over 100 kids today enter this contest. But the key is to enter this contest, you got to have your parent or guardian here. That's the only way these kids can enter, because we want to make it ohana. We want to make sure that the family is here, and we let everybody know we're not segregated. It's not Hilo, Kona, Puna. You know, it's Hawaii. We come from Hawaii. We come here. Let's all come together, coexist, and have a good time.
And now back to Yisavar.
Thanks, Sean. And that concludes Big Island Weekly's news for the week of November 25th. We welcome your feedback. You can find us on YouTube, Twitter, MySpace, and Facebook. And be sure to pick up a print edition of Big Island Weekly every Wednesday at over 200 locations island-wide. And join the conversation by adding comments at our website, BigIslandWeekly.com.